clutch.
Okay, 2 clutches.
And originally, obviously, clutch is exceptionally strong, or should have been exceptionally strong on this map. And Killsen obviously recently had mastered clutch. I did speak to Killsen this morning, and he was so undecided on picking it. I think seeing it come out of Vo, he felt more confidence, because I think a clutch on clutch is a lot less risky than a clutch on another hero if it's not going as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm still fairly surprised to see this much clutch being played on this map. Okay, he's good, and you don't have the rail there that you can get rail from a distance, but you are very limited on the hourglasses as well, which reduces your cooldown. And I feel that that's a really important point to make. Sure, when you're going clutch versus clutch, maybe it matters a little less, but when you're going up against another champion, you've got to be really careful. You've got to have an absolute A game on your defense, and you've got to be able to maybe turtle things a bit to wait to get that ability going once again. We are getting into the match, guys. It is Vo versus Killsen here to qualify to the Quake World Championships at QuakeCon. We're on Vo to begin with.
Quite possibly the best Anarchy in the world. Take notes if you are wanting to learn this champion.
Absolutely, and also regarded as the best CPMA or Quick 3 CPMA player in the world as well, which is of course where this movement derives from.
Okay. Does that surprise you that he used his injection so early on with a 1 HP deficit?
A little bit, actually. I'm trying to think of some kind of logical outcome from that, and I'm really not sure at this stage. He did get a movement boost, but objectively, it wouldn't have done too much extra. Trying to get some extra damage right now onto Killsen, and a very comfortable first frag for him.
Did Killsen use his Ghost Walk at all in that?
I believe he used it earlier. Okay, we've got to watch out here. There's no rockets, though, for Killsen. He's just using the energy, and he is getting melted at the moment. Maybe he felt that, okay, I'm in such a bad position. Using my shield here, I continue to be vulnerable anyway.
Even though he didn't use that shield, the
LG coming out from Vo. He's weak, and he is going to be using that ejection. The rocket finds him as well. What was that, a minute map right there? Maybe a minute and 10 seconds?
But the speed in which Clutch died showed you the significance of the change. In the old patch, he would have lasted another second or two and perhaps could have got away, could have popped the shield. So it is a really, really big change that Killsen obviously, well, we'll see if he's adjusted to it.
Yeah, I think Killsen's got to get into a different mindset at the moment. Vo getting rid of the nail gun damage. It forces the Ghost Walk out immediately, and we are going to be having the armor up straight away. And in the injection used with the armor, he has got a massive stack. He's going to try and find him straight away. He wants to get that early kill when there is Ghost Walk that has been used, but he just can't find that damage and does not have the lightning gun himself.
The thing I'm finding really interesting watching Vo play Anarchy is that even though he's running past Killsen a lot of the time, he just doesn't care. He's just going off on his own merry business, getting to these objectives, doing what he needs to do. And he's hitting some crazy shots, to be fair.
Killsen's walking into them half the time as well. The Mega's been taken, Direwolf not going to be landing, but this is a chance for Killsen to get some damage. 2 health left for Vo, and he's still in this without having lost a champion yet on this map.
So Killsen chose clutch second last time, and now he's got it last. I don't know if that signifies anything.
Vo, what's his movement like at the moment? Finally, Killsen is going to get himself on the board, and it's going to be a relief for him.
He changed to Sorlag. And Sorlag is actually very good against clutch, because now he has a greater stack, plus the acid goes through the shield.
Oh, he's done a lot of direct damage, and he finds the kill immediately. We are getting some fast plays on Corrupted Keep.
Killsen needs to slow this down. This is being played at Vo's pace, and Vo is more than happy to go toe-to-toe at a very, very fast-paced game.
I did predict Vo to win overall, but I
here we
wasn't
go.
quite expecting it to be like this, if I'm honest. And Vo, early on, he uses the injection at the exact frame that he needed to.
That's so smart by Vo, not going for the red.
All the rockets, he gets a bit of damage himself, finds him in the air. Killsen, oh, he must have been pretty weak after that. Well, he has found a couple of resources to bounce back from. Vo on the Sorlag yet again. Use the acid. I don't think any of it landed. Maybe some of the damage over time landed. And he knows where he is. And he's so weak. There it is. The last shotgun blast needed to get the frag, and we are tied up 1-1 on round 3.
But at least Nyaki's gone. That would give Killsen a little bit of hope, because the Sorlag is still a very, very strong champion, but a lot easier to deal with.
Timing on the rocket. And now that we're actually getting a chance to see Killsen, and he is playing quite carefully, sort of sheepishly moving around the map.
Yeah.
I'm curious if we're going to see him try and engage in a fight as soon as possible, or if he's going to say, okay, we've got 5 minutes, let's actually use more than just 1 minute of it.
We want a more than a 3-minute duel. No, I think, I want to say he's learned his lesson, but I think it was actually Vo just taking the game to him and Killsen not being able to respond. It has slowed down now, which Killsen will be more than happy with. He's getting on items, they are split, and I guess Vo would be more than happy to fall back as well.
If he can force out that Ghost Walk, he's going to get a little bit of damage from it to begin with, and he might get a perfect chase. That rocket even landed.
I think it actually went ahead of Killsen, otherwise it probably would have killed him.
Yeah, I think it was, we didn't get to see the amount of damage, but I'd say barely any, is what I'd say. LG though, from Killsen, getting some good damage versus Sorag, and Vo actually rocket jumped away. And you go up that bounce pad and it feels like life is just going slowly while you're up in the air, vulnerable.
It is.
It's not ideal.
It's not a nice position to be in.
Vo is going to get himself, he's not even going to get himself the armor actually. And Killsen doesn't even think it's safe.
Yeah, that's interesting. Well, the items have been perfectly split the entire time. Vo must have known the time. I'm not sure why he backed off.
Huge damage, and he's got to be careful. He knows that he's being chased at the moment. LG coming out. Can he get the damage going? Not at all. The Ghost Walk is used, and this is actually very troubling for Killsen, because if there's rocket, there is rockets on Vo. He's got the shield up. Mega has just been taken. Vo needs to just pick a good fight, use the shield, and it should be a relatively simple frag, he says.
He does say. It's always more complicated than that. Ouch does a lot of damage.
And that is really useful. That's actually slowed down what Vo can do enough that maybe he's got a chance to... Oh god, careful that lava damage. Maybe he's got a chance to get that Ghost Walk back up.
Exactly, and that's perfect play by Killsen, stopping the charging clutch.
Oh, here he is. Once again, there's still 3 seconds to go. Oh, Vo, he's going to go down, and Killsen is going to get himself on the board in map 1. That's going to be a relief. Yeah,
the clutch has really had no impact by either player, which is...
Oh, that's unusual to hear.
Which is a fact, really.
The first one we saw in the first round, there wasn't even a shield used. And we're slowly getting there. We're slowly increasing the average lifespan of clutch as this duel goes on.
Killsen has gone for the clutch first.
What do you think of constantly changing the order of which you pick the champions?
I think it's good, because he's trying to figure out, based on what he has, how to address the way in which Vo is playing. And his solution to me is just get tanky and make Vo run at him and hopefully just outstack him in these fights.
Could this translate to next maps as well, this experimenting?
I can't imagine he would be picking clutch on the next maps.
Oh, that was a fair amount of damage exchanged by both players.
But yes, it would still work that way.
Interesting. Oh wow, that machine gun damage. It doesn't want to use injection yet. There's plenty of resources elsewhere on the map to take. Long time till the items are up. Is he going to be looking... Just go for the drive-by. Doesn't want to actually fully engage at all. If a rocket comes out and immobilizes him, then he is in a lot of trouble.
But this is exceptional play by Killsen. As we said, he needed to slow it down. That's what he's doing. He's walking around, taking safe positions and trying to pick Vo off at range. So Vo can't just come charging in like a maniac.
Again,
even if he does.
He just walks in the hallway and takes a truckload of damage. Rockets come out. He actually wants to chase directly, but Vo's got some health yet again. And Vo's going to come in for the re-attack. LG coming out. Should be simple frag for the Dutch player.
And that's one of the features that makes Anarchy and Vo incredibly frustrating to play against, in that you're doing everything right, and yet he's still just running at you like a bull.
Unfortunately, not a scale bearer, which we hope to see do well at some point.
Please. Or 0-4 buff, please. I don't know.
No lobbying right now. These guys might run into each other for a second. Vo just, oh my god, almost out of the map. Fortunately for him, he can bend time and space with Anarchy and get himself back to safety. And he just heard the bounce pad. Nope.
And it is remarkable that when you watch Anarchies that are not quite as good, they do make some movement errors, which then cost them their life. And Vo generally doesn't do that, and that's why he's so difficult to trap down.
And that little hallway that Vo was on, he didn't feel like he had an escape route. There's basically 2 exits. He couldn't rocket jump out the 3rd as well, and Killsen was just covering them off very nicely.
Exactly, and as I said in the Victor game, I think that is the ideal way to play against Anarchy if you can, is to force him into corridors. So if he is going to come into you, he's going to take some damage. And any damage an Anarchy takes is always a lot more than relative terms to other heroes because of his such small champion health pool.
This time it's Vo's clutch that is going to have to withstand Killsen.
Killsen is just, as we said, he slowed it down really well now.
And he's got tremendous aim in it. And this could be Ringe now. It's not been spotted at all. There goes the LG, but the fact is the shield is out, and this should be a very great chance for Vo to get himself a frag.
Jeez, 2 more lightning gun bullets. That's all it would have taken.
Dire Orb, he needs to dodge out of this somehow, get himself away. He lands a direct rocket on top of that. Is he going to go for the attack? He does. He finds him on almost no health at all, and that is Vo taking map 1. It was looking quite bad for him just as the Knicks moved into clutch.
Did you hear the Killsen wail of pain at the end there?
I did. I think it was a combination of Killsen wail of pain and probably some relief, and also
he knew he had
Vo's
that round.
Club.
He knew he had that round, and it was that one rocket at the end that cost him. I mean, it took too long for Killsen to react to the way in which Vo was playing, but moving into the next maps, I actually think Killsen has a great shot. He's got the rail back, and now it might have been one of the first times he played against Vo, so now he understands Vo's play style, and he's already adapted, so I hope he goes into the next maps with confidence, thinking, I know what to do.
And I think for everyone to watch out for at home is definitely that rail from Killsen when we do get a chance to see him play with it. Obviously now I'm going to sort of commentate his curse, and he's probably going to miss like 20 shots in a row, but that's what he is famous for. That's how he's made an impact on Quake history through the use of his rail. So I hope that we're going to be able to see something good from him there.
Blood Covenant. Are we going to get a clutch from Vo?
I'm just not going to say anything about my predictions. There's
worst.
a history of having awful predictions, even if I know players well. But honestly, Blood Covenant is a clutch map just because there's a cluster of hourglasses where you can reduce your cooldown by 70% if you're able to actually take all of them. So this is a clutch map. You can use it, even though the rail is there and you're playing the long-range game, and that can, really mess with a clutch. I feel that this is somewhere that they can feel safe, that they'll have enough use of their shield without too much
I don't expect it from Killsen, but I would not be surprised to see it from Vo.
Let's find out how wrong I am.
You're always wrong. This is why I'm here to try and redeem that situation, but that's my expectation.
Already very tentative.
And I'm already taking a lot of time.
All right, Ranger, pretty standard there from Killsen.
Then I need time to see that.
And the hesitation's already coming out.
This is the hesitation. I think he's weighing up, do I want a clutch? And I think he's saying, I'll make Killsen make the choice. And he has got a clutch. So this is the comp.
Again.
Yeah, so this is the comp Killsen had used in his success, but he won the Game Tribe Cup last week in the 1-2-5s when he's been doing very, very well. And obviously this is the standard kind of holy trinity of Quake champions at the minute that everyone generally picks. So it does make sense that Killsen's sticking to what he's been comfortable with, sticking to what got him this far. Same with Vo.
Yeah.
I mean, it's more comfort to me than anything else at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. You going to call a victor for this?
I'm going to say yes, Killsen Blood Covenant.
Really?
Yes.
I think just because Vo looked really comfortable on that first map, I think I'm going to have to go with the 2-0.
But
there's no buts.
That's my favorite
There's no
word.
buts here. That's it. My statement has ended.
No, there was a but from me, which was he looked comfortable for 2 rounds.
Yeah.
And then Killsen looked a lot more comfortable than Vo, and it was more Killsen's mistake at the end that cost him.
Okay. Well, let's see what happens, because the story will begin on map 2 at the moment between. Oh my God, that was almost absolute hell. This is awful though for Killsen.
It really is.
He's going with the pummel, and Vo also kills himself.
Killsen would be more than happy with that. I would be more than happy with that.
Yeah, because he was an awful scenario there.
Awful position, and you got rid of the anarchy. Oh my days, I would do that every day of the week.
But Killsen, he's going to be rocking Nyx, and we are going to get the clutch out from Vo. And definitely needs to pick a fair few weapons. Oh, the direct shots already. He's taken so much damage, and there is Killsen looming over him.
Something Killsen's been very good at compared to most other Nyxes today is using that Ghost Walk offensively. He's caught Vo off guard numerous times, so I'm hoping to see that again.
And he has got the rail, so we might be able to see that. Not quite getting a shot out. And Vo is actually really sensitive against railed players. He absolutely hates getting railed in the back. He just wants to get in and he wants to fight. And he's taking a rail. He's taking another. Is there one more?
Yeah.
Not just yet.
So frustrating, particularly as a clutch when you're helpless.
Oh, this is good. And he's popped the Ghost Walk very early, so he knows exactly where he is. Not going to chase directly, though, is going to give some respect to Killsen in terms of what he can do.
When I told him earlier, when he said, oh, I might be playing against Killsen, I was like, are you nervous? He said, no, Just watch him try and hit my Anarchy.
Oh, he's got to watch out for this one. Just trying to jump over that 6 damage shotgun. Would have hoped for a bit more, but the distance between them was just a little too much in the end. Vo has got the Nyx remaining, and Killsen still needs the LG for himself. But
He's
no items
completely
up.
missed time.
Forcing that Ghost Walk out early. Vo's on about 55 health, and he's going to back off, find himself some HP. There's and armor.
This is one of Killsen's biggest downfalls, is that his timing is just so sloppy.
He waited forever, and
He's still
just
waiting.
didn't really do much there in the end. And now Ghost Walk is going to be used by Killsen. I don't think that Vo has that up yet, and he is going to be landing a shot. Holding down mouse button 1. Oh, and Vo, he might have stepped a little bit too far. He comes out with the LG, and it takes forever to Killsen to move away from the railgun.
So the one time he was meant to switch rail and he doesn't. Oh, sometimes. It's frustrating to watch sometimes.
Vo's got to be careful. Well, to be fair, both of them do.
Walk up there.
I'm just ignoring the Mega at the moment. Vo spots it and is like, okay.
I'll just take it.
But he's just used the Ghost Walk ultimately for nothing. And the armor's going to be up soon. Does he want to just spot the armor and see if there's going to be anything happening there? I think he had the bounce pad.
Nice, yeah. That use of Ghost Walk is a sign of respect for Killsen's rail. He was fearful that if he went through a teleporter, he would get railed, and that would put him in a really precarious situation. So it's showing that he does really fear that.
And he's got to counter it some way. He can't counter it with anger. Okay, interesting. That rocket jump from Killsen was timed. I mean, okay, it wasn't a defensive play from Killsen, but just his choice to invest that health and remobilize himself to the bridge.
It's something.
Helped a lot.
It's obviously a habit from Quake Live, but it's something he does almost in a routine. He picks up the red, he rockets, he goes to Megas. So it's something you can exploit as an opponent.
So I wonder if Vo is going to be remembering this for later on. There's plenty of Blood Covenant left. Vo's going to be landing a rail. And he's also claimed himself that armor, expecting a Nyx to become visible again at some point, but nope, he's got it safely. Killsen getting the Mega. Pretty damn even. The only thing that separates them is the fact that Vo needs to get a kill to tie up the champion limit. Oh, wow. And he's used the bounce pad. Is he going to chase this one? He's going in with the LG, misses out on his rails. Vo not quite railable at the moment, but he's lost out on a big chance, and his Ghost Walk is going to come up again after Killsen.
Getting to the point where Killsen's now thinking about playing the clock. I think he's been thinking about playing the clock for a while, but now it's like, I have to run, I have to make sure I keep my Ghost Walk available. No risks.
Yeah, get those hourglasses.
Giving away these free items is super costly.
Is he right next to each other? No, okay, they're down
the
pillars. Oh, no rail shot. And Vo's going to be like, God damn it, I've got to stack up once again.
He needs to hit him in the next 10 seconds.
Yeah, it's because now the Ghost Walk's up. You've got to do something. You've got to charge. Does he have an inkling as to where he is? Armor was just taken, and he's on the wrong level. And this is looking more and more like a Killsen round as each second goes on. He's trying to do something. It's some desperation, but he's just not able to find it. It's like he's overthinking almost where Killsen would be hiding, and that's going to be a rail.
Nice.
Killsen 1-0. He's getting the advantage at the beginning of map 2 on this occasion. And there's definitely some excitement downstairs.
Yeah. I think that was from the strengths camp.
It's the strengths camp.
I think that was the alignment camp.
Fair shout in that case. Well, we are on to round 2 here. Between there again, the close-up right at the beginning. Rockets on this occasion from Vo, and he's got the rail as well. And he is going to be taking that first frag. That's going to be a bit of relief that he's not going to have to exchange frags.
And this is something we pointed out earlier on the analysis desk, that you have to be aware of what your opponent can do with the champion they have. Killsen did not expect that rail to come out so quickly.
Yeah, Vo just able to, if he gets that side of the map, he can get the rockets on the rail so quickly, and you're barely aware of it. And there's no Ghost Walk, because Killsen used it so early on. Vo might also be wondering, why has he not used it?
I think Vo cares. He's just going to run the map.
Run the map, but now he's got to run Killsen and take him down. Has he found him? Oh, he's walked past him. No air rocket, no rail, nothing hitting. Trying to look for some directs down at the bottom. So much damage. And he's got the LG, but he just wants to finish it with the rockets. That takes some balls right there.
That was... Did you see that double jump by Killsen?
The damage done.
Double jump.
Oh yeah, but that didn't really...
It was awesome.
It was awesome, but he died.
Yeah, he died.
But the shield's been used. Killsen in a lot of trouble at the moment. That's going to be a frag for Vo0. 3-0. Very, very quick round 2 in favor of Vo0.
And Killsen, you can see the struggle against the Anarchy. Again, he just needs to get on the rail and try and control the rail. Wasn't able to do it. It was over so quickly. Okay, Vo0.
Yeah.
Is he going to go straight for
Some
the rail?
of that slow play would be much welcomed at the moment. A lot of 20s coming out from that nail gun. Vo0 does get himself the armor, and he's actually kept all of it. On top of that, all the damage came before he took that item. On the rail.
No.
Oh, please!
Oh no. But
He's
that
missed
mistake, not going to cost him now, but it could do.
Because at the time, if he made that jump, then he'd probably possibly be over to another of the big weapons,
Exactly.
somewhere else. You know, missing those little movement errors.
It still
can
makes you
actually stack up.
reassess the way you have to approach the next 30 seconds.
Mm. And armor's up, and I think Vo's just going for it. Okay, you just got killed. Right, I don't know, just fly swatting there. That was ridiculously easy for Killsen in the end. I think Vo's going to be a bit gutted. He's probably going to blame that little jump as well.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's the actual fault and why it happened, but there's something that you look at.
And it's not the exact fault, but it means that he could not set up on bridge. So the ramifications are much greater than it looks. Use Direwall.
Oh, the Direwall didn't really do much damage at all. The shotgun coming out there, but it gets the rocket right at the end. Killsen still tremendously weak. We have the armor up, and it's as if nothing ever happened.
But you can see the rocket jump up is almost a routine. This is why I say you can exploit it if you have the opportunity.
Definitely with Ranger as well,
It's
where
far more
you
viable.
take far less damage from your rocket jumps.
But it's still... If you're aware they're going to do it almost 100%, you can set up accordingly and do significant damage.
Oh, that rail landed already. That's going to stress Vo out. He might be down in this round.
Wow.
And looks like it. Aggressive play from Killsen, wanting to clear that one up sooner rather than later.
I didn't have the foresight for that. That was great play by Killsen actually with the die roll up.
I think he recognized there was some weakness there.
He knew, well, yeah, he knew it was weak, knew there was no Ghost War. It was perfect opportunity. There was only a lightning gun for Vo0. There was a finite amount of damage you could do in a time frame.
That was an interesting move from Killsen. He tried to set the die roll up so he could get the rocket and then go over to Mega, but it didn't work out for him. Vo's also got the rail already, which makes him quite tentative about how to play the next bit of the map. And in the end, 20 seconds after the start, they finally get an item each. Trying to get as many of these hourglasses as possible. You know, the injection isn't something you always focus on the hourglasses. You maybe focus on the other objectives first. Vo has been very vocal when he's done some commentary about get the hourglasses as an Anarchy. You might as well.
Yeah, I think it's something across the majority of champions in the game that people ignore. It's always more beneficial to have an ability up than to not have it up.
Yeah.
Take that extra second to go get them.
Rocket's missed. Direwall comes out, did do a little bit of damage and finds the rocket afterwards. Killsen, he's going to get an edge in this important round. Have got to remind you guys that if Killsen wins this map, we're getting a tiebreaker. If Vo wins this map, then he's going to QuakeCon to compete in a Quake World Championships. And that was a massive rocket there from Killsen. Vo going to be slowed down with that. And I hope that Vo he's not traditionally known for being someone who likes to slow down a map. But he's going to need to do it now if he wants to tie up those rounds.
Yeah, I completely agree. He definitely needs to. He also needs to get on the rail. I don't think he has it yet even. He's not that conscious about doing it, which is...
Oh, the rail.
When you're a touch.
So weak after that. That is going to be one champion to go for Vo.
Literally a fat sitting duck when you don't have a rail as a clutch on a map like Blood Covenant.
And for Killsen, who's known for his rail, when he's got a target that's several times larger than what you're used to, you're just not going to be missing those important shots.
Yeah, exactly that.
Rocket found, Ghost Walk used immediately.
Free Mega.
Oh, the rail. Oh, I can't quite hit it. I don't think that would have quite gotten the kill, but it would have put him so close too. We need some hourglasses. There's a couple of them there. I think he maybe only took one on top of that. 3
minutes left. Vo needs to try and actually use that time because this is the last champion in the last round of the map. And he's just getting picked off.
Yeah, Ghost Walk up. He wants that Mega quickly as possible. The rail, he's going to find it in time. Vo, he had the Ghost Walk, but he was just like, there's not going to be a rail coming up. Just very casually walking over to the Mega Health to try and get that extra rail life. Doesn't make it. That is the maps tied up between Killsen and Vo. And I guess, although I predicted 2-0 for Vo after his his first map performance, I think before we started, we probably saw it going to a tiebreaker.
Moral of the story is listen to your analyst co-caster.
At some point, I'll do that when he qualifies to the regionals himself.
Holy moly.
It's a burn. That's the only one I got. That's the only thing I have.
Wait,
but
we had one game in the Quake Champion regional qualifiers. What was the outcome?
Entertainment for the whole family.
Everyone wins. But in reference to that game, as I thought, and Killsen was just on, but he was able to get on that rail and just really pick Vo off. There were a few times that Vo, I think, was just being a bit too greedy around the items and just running in and eating rockets. And as soon as the Anarchy was gone, you could see Killsen's confidence surge, and then he just got on that rail and just played around Vo. Vo did not use the rail enough. He did not play defensive enough to account for how well Killsen was hitting. You didn't see it earlier, but the way Agent played around Tox was a perfect example of how you do that. And Vo did not back off enough. He did not play passive enough.
Yeah. No, absolutely. You expecting anything else? I believe it's Blood Run for the.
I think Blood Run is more now even. I think that I still think Killsen will win, but I think it'll be close. Maybe a 3-1, 3-2 to Killsen.
Really? Okay. Again, I've got to remain professional, although I have got things invested into Maestro.
You sound like a mafia boss when you say that.
Should I say it more slowly in a whiskey drinking voice? We'll find out, is what we say. I get so nervous watching the players. Even though I was playing for the first time when I was watching the Maestro guys players, I couldn't stand it.
It's nerve-wracking watching them.
Absolutely unbelievable.
Because you feel for them. You can see their tension, how much it means to everyone here. I mean, you guys on the stream heard that shouting before. That was from obviously one of the other matches with a guy maybe qualifying. The tension is high in this building.
There's almost the more people that are watching around you as well, the more you feel the nerves on top of that.
Yeah, both of these guys are here. They've both got huge crowds around them. We haven't seen any camera shots, but they both have at least 10 people standing over their shoulder, crouching on them, you know?
Yeah.
You have to try and get rid of that.
Trying to keep about 10 centimeters away from the chair to not nudge him or anything like that.
Breathing on his neck.
Exactly. You can feel it. And as a player, okay, I don't get the crowd that these guys do. But you could feel, I think I had Ince, the amazing Ince behind me.
What do you mean? Well, beside you.
Beside you, yeah.
On his tiptoes.
He's about as tall as a chair.
Yeah.
And already you can feel the eyes are on you. This is a pressure that you're just not used to. Even though like streaming is something normal, it's something
completely
different when it's in face-to-face and you've got the people around you at the same time. But it makes it all the more exciting, I think.
It's crazy. And this match has been relatively two one-sided maps. But
Quick as well. It's not. Okay, we had maybe a couple around, maybe one round on each map that was fairly slow and calculated from both players. But otherwise, they both seem to be very happy to just go at it completely.
I mean, we know Killsen from Quake Live more than we know Vo from Quake Live, but obviously Vo's background, he's all fast-paced. Just go. Killsen, when he was playing in Quake Live, it was just in the same. Get in his face, do damage, try and out-aim people. Okay, there's items, great, I'll pick them up if they're there. Yeah. But my objective is to rail you. My objective is to get in your face and I want to fight you. And, and as soon as Anarchy's gone, Vo's in trouble. I think he needs to go back for the Sorlag. It doesn't suit Blood Covenant, but it does suit Blood Run. I can imagine him picking up the Sorlag. He's obviously going to pick the Anarchy. And I think he's going to pick the clutch as well.
I think so.
Yeah, I do think so. And then for Killsen, I'm pretty sure it's the same Holy Trinity, the Ranger, the Nyx, the clutch. That's what he's comfortable with.
Vo was, he did make the remark that actually the clutch does feel a bit weaker now. It's not a huge, enormous change, but it feels a bit weaker, but he's still going with it.
But it's when you get to that level, the change is kind of minor in the grand scheme of things, but the elite level, it is exponential, the impact it has on the game, because you have to change the entire approach and the matchup. And he's still picking it because of comfort and because it still has its uses. It's still extremely strong in the right hands. Like we said earlier, Cooler played it to perfection. He's already seemed like he's learned what's wrong with it and learned how to adapt faster than anyone else. He's a machine. But I think Vo's very aggressive playstyle does not suit this new clutch. and you need to back off and play a bit more defensive, play around the corners. You have greater limitations, and you have to respect that.
It's actually something that Vo's received a tiny bit of flack for, I'd say. I don't want to go out on there's no witch hunt or anything like that, but about being that over-aggressive and about being almost showing himself too much and making himself visible for those rails. He kind of trusts, like, I'm playing Anarchy, so no one's going to hit me.
And against Killsen, Killsen's one of those players where you just have to sit back. I mean, like we saw last game, Cypher versus Victor. With all respect to Victor, Cypher's a class above, and yet he respected the way Victor was going to play and didn't show himself. Killsen's a level above that in terms of raw aim and damage output. You need to respect that as Vo. Even if you're Anarchy, even if usually no one hits you, Killsen probably will.
Okay.
You just can't play the same way.
I think it goes back to sort of this CPMA that Vo would have played, to the painkiller. You're constantly on the move in those games. You're constantly just going around the map and getting things done.
You can play the same way, but the outcome's going to be very different.
Well, let's get into the picks here on map number 3. The so important blood run between the two of them. We are going to be getting that Anarchy and that clutch from Vo. He's going to save his final pick for the last of the two players. Ranger, again, staple pick for Killsen, and deciding to clutch or not to clutch. And that Nyx has always been a second pick, and I think this is where he decides, using as many seconds as he can. And you usually know beforehand what you're going to do, but as soon as you get into that picking phase, you're thinking...
You always second guess. It's true. Whoa, Galena. I was wrong on that, but I was right on Vo. Interesting.
I think that's actually a good pick.
It is.
Killsen.
It is a very good pick. It's such a strong champion that's very underused. And for me, Killsen just thought, I don't think clutch has been that effective for me.
And what concerns me is how much has he actually practiced Galena on this map?
You're
taking it so long, and you're thinking, theory-wise, if you look at it, Galena is a great pick, particularly against Anarchy like this, when you can put those totems and dot them around.
But the main difference there is that the totems they can be highly impactful, but they're not necessary to play the champion well. She has the basic physics of a Ranger, the basic physics in terms of movement, a slightly higher stack, so you can play your normal playstyle, and you just use the totems as a restoration factor if you need them. You don't have to base your game around them in any way, shape or form. Like a Cypher, he just used them very effectively when people were rushing him. That's the main time he used them. Or you fall back, use one, and you can go back into a fight.
Yeah.
So they are very easy to play with on a simple level, very hard to master, and I don't think it's going to pose much problem.
Oh, we're into map 3, so important between these two, Killsen and Vo, to see. Wow, that aggressive play straight away. Killsen forced into the Ghost Walk, the Acid Spit immediately used. Is there going to be a chase here from the Sorg?
It's crazy.
Yeah, Vo's got to back the hell out of it now. Your chance to be aggressive was early on. You cannot abuse that too much at the moment.
There's two things. I'm not sure if he knew Killsen started with the Nyx. I don't know if he checked the champion. And if he did, then the only reason he did that was to bust out the Ghost Walk, which was well done. But then there's no need to follow up.
There's been so much time for those early seconds. Oh, and he's taking a rail immediately. And again, he's just walking around the map. He's minding his own business almost. And rails just land on him. And you're not playing Anarchy. You've got a pretty chunky hitbox.
Yeah, and the Sorg is not a difficult champion to hit by any means.
And again, to clarify, if you were wondering, this is the tiebreaker between these two. Whoever wins is going to get through from the winner bracket and qualify to the Quake Championships at QuakeCon. And these guys are absolutely desperate not to be pushed down to the loser bracket where your work is just made that much harder. Something
I haven't seen a lot of at all in Quake Champions beyond top 6 practice is the use of that Tribolt.
You see it occasionally for zoning out, but the rockets tend to do that job.
Yeah, I know. It's just a point to make. I expect we see as the game evolves, people will find more of a use, as we saw Faz use it quite effectively against clutches, for instance. I think it can work against a Sorg.
Tiny bit of damage, and we're going to have the big armor up in a second. Vo does have all the weapons now, and he would have heard Killsen picking up that armor, but although he's not going for the major items, and you're thinking, well, hang on, why aren't you challenged for this? His basic stack is already very powerful. He's got as much health and armor, probably more than what Killsen's got right now. So he's feeling in a fight, when he's got the direct damage with the Acid Spit, he's going to come out on top.
For sure. And it's nice to me running around the pillar 3 times.
Oh, the LG from Vo is actually not looking too bad at all. Has he got the stack to hold on? 75 health. Pick up that health. Do not make yourself railable. And he's just going to attack and push him out. I love the move from Vo, not to go directly to the armor.
That was really, really well played. I was just about to say, I'm really liking the fact that, I want to say Vo took on our advice, if you can hear us, but he has reacted and he's playing slower. He's respecting Killsen's aim on this map.
It did take him a second though. The first part at the beginning, you saw him going back to what he was doing before, which stopped working after Corrupted Keep.
Exactly. You need to completely change your playstyle.
He's bullied out.
Not pushing in, that's good. Just zoning Killsen out. But he does need to really force out this Ghost Walk if he wants to make anything happen.
Now this is definitely nice from Vo. Killsen's got to be careful, but he is going to have his get out of jail free card.
But the way Killsen's playing now is the way Vo should have been playing on Blood Covenant. Keeping out of sight, just hitting rails, because again, every rail, every direct rocket that Killsen hits means Vo has to back off.
Vo's right above him. He should have an idea of exactly where he is. Ghost Walk is just used before anything happened. The Acid Spit wasn't even used. Big armor and mega health is up, and Killsen's nowhere to be seen.
Good.
I'm having a hard time believing that Killsen's going to get this first frag.
I mean, it doesn't look likely so far, but he's playing the right way. If he has a couple of good defensive rockets.
Whoa, he can do it backwards, guys.
He's a machine.
Wow, the rail's coming out, and he needs to heal up. Oh, he can just about get through. The health bubbles couldn't be more necessary at the moment. And just as I was saying that I think Killsen won't get the first frag, you know, he turned the tide for just a moment there.
Exactly, but this is it. When you haven't got the stack.
Oh, wow, and right at the last moment, the Acid Spit comes out, but I don't think that was a good challenge from Vo. He decided to go aggressive. He's coming in with the Anarchy, but he gets the shotgun out instead.
0.1 seconds until Ghost Walk.
Unbelievable machine gun there from Vo. He's got to watch out for the totems. That totem's not going to be up for a while, and this is going to be a lot of items going to Anarchy. We've now got 10 seconds till we reach that overtime. He's found him straight away. Got to be careful of the rockets. He's railable at the moment. I'm not sure that Killsen's got the rail.
He has, which is the one redeeming factor.
We've got that totem coming up again soon, and Vo has got to be very careful on the teleporter exits.
But this is Blood Run. This is a map you can play defensive. You can keep your opponent away. And I think Anarchy is subject here. If he rushes in, Killsen just needs to hit one good rocket and Anarchy's in trouble.
If Killsen can find a way to stack up,
he still needs a round.
I'll favor Killsen, because I think that Gillen is a good counter for Anarchy.
But he's got a totem, which means he does have an extra 75 stock health if he needs it.
Definitely slow down. Ooh. Okay, there's the tri-ball. You happy with that?
I am. 30 damage, I think.
He's going to find him, going into the LG, trying to get some rocket damage. Oh, just about sneaks past that rocket skimming close to his head.
A rail, otherwise Vo would be dead.
Vo still doesn't have any armor. That small armor down at the bottom. Vo's going to be itching to pick that up. And now we've got 3 totems up on the map. 2 are by a teleporter exit. Vo's mobility on this map is being seriously restricted at the moment.
It's quite key to point out that one totem is effectively the entire health pool of an Anarchy.
Yeah.
These are not just something to watch out for, they are you must avoid.
Gillen pushed in and he even fired the totem. LG, some pretty decent dodge actually from Vo, and he's going to kill off that totem in the end. That's been very good work actually from Vo, and there's only one totem left on the map. Vo's been doing an excellent job at sweeping the territories that Killsen's trying to claim.
Vo the totem hunter. But Killsen doing a great job of keeping away, playing with absolutely nothing, which is incredibly difficult.
And getting that first round on the board is definitely relief, and he can see the rim there on the totem. No, you're not going to be having that one.
No, but again, that's it's a good thing to point out that the totem also gives you map awareness. You know exactly where Vo is then when he's destroying those totems.
Yep. Killsen knows exactly that he cannot be taking the big items.
I don't even know when Killsen had a last big item. I think he forgot what he looked like.
Problem is, Vo doesn't feel comfortable enough to just push in for a fight. You've also got to be careful that that totem is used offensively and just launched at you, like a sort of mini grenade launcher or something like that.
I think Vo's aware of the limitations of Anarchy on this map, given, again, like we said, the weakness of his health pool, etc.
Oh, LG against him. Killsen, how is he going to be able to mobilize himself from here? He manages to land, I think, a decent rocket just then, which pushes Vo away. Found him with the lightning gun. Rockets come out from Vo. He's taken the mega health. Once again, trying to push them back, and I think they're going to go back to their little hobby hole.
This is tense.
On Blood Run.
We can feel the tension now.
I mean, that was a frag for Killsen, if that mega wasn't there, of course.
Yeah,
that's the little micro calculations. He just walked into a totem.
But it's
oh my God.
just good timing from Vo. Challenging the item aggressively with when you know the timing.
And that's good. Vo's really keeping a strong count of when the items are up. But he's found him. Oh, the mega is up. They'll drive by totem hunting. He needs to manage ammunition. He's very low on rockets. He's low on LG. Oh, Killsen spotted him with a rail, and he's got to move back. Oh my God. From that teleporter exit, again vulnerable, and he can't go through the teleporter because he's like, has he put a totem there? I don't know. He's going to find him just in the moment, and he might even wait for this lower armor to spawn so that he's just not railable. So
we've gone from Vo using injection with a 1 HP deficit to not using it at all.
Wow, I can't believe he actually went for that, given that Killsen was right next to it, and he even went through the teleporter. That could have been his death if that totem was put just a little closer.
4 minutes overtime.
Actually, I've been looking at the clock. I knew we were in overtime. I didn't realize 4 minutes of it. So that does mean people watching that, whoever gets the next kill is going to win this first round.
100 damage. Oh.
And he might even use his injection. He needs to get a little bit of armor. And he might go to the upper hallway to get it. And it's been interesting because we get no frags, but we're seeing an exchange of control happening every minute and a half or so. Nice. Not quite connecting directly. They're still getting the damage and still removing a bit of that armor. And there's only 2 small armors on the map, which is pretty much all Vo's trying to work with.
I would definitely be happier if I was Killsen in this situation. Corridors, bigger stack, totems everywhere. You should have the upper hand.
Is Vo going to spot that totem that's put around the corner at the top? He has killed it. The rail, he managed to avoid some damage, and he wins the rail battle, in fact. There's still a lot more health and armor that he needs to take down of Galena, but that's a positive stride forward. His ammo management's actually been pretty decent as well. He's going to spot him in the moment. Machine gun, was that the...
Yeah.
He got a full... Oh my God, almost... And he's another one!
Way.
The totems are everywhere! One snuck under the railgun. I was going to stop talking about his tri-bolt work there. He got 3 directs. That's 150 damage.
Yeah.
And then
ran into 2 totems.
The totem hunter has not succeeded.
Oh my God. It just shows you how frustrating it is. The longer the game goes on, the more totems are. If you don't clear them out.
Oh, that damage there, forcing out that ghost walk. Is he going to be able to find a rail?
You crazy German.
There it is. He's creating the wall of a...
Oh no!
Wow!
He's dead!
Wait, I don't know yet. There's 2 health bubbles. He just about makes it happen. Christ almighty. And Vo Game is hunting for this. He knows it's definitely possible. He can't quite land the rail shot.
It's so frustrating when you miss those, because you know how critical they are in this game.
And Mega up in a moment. Is he going to drop down for it? Did he just spot the feet? I think he heard him, but he's not going to walk into a corner and...
It's incredibly frustrating, Quake champions, when you miss a relatively easy rail like that, because they're even more important than they were in Quake Live, because of the fact that you have abilities, and Ghost Walk was down, and that probably would have been a frag. So it means you're now set back another minute.
Finds him, does get the acid out. I think Ghost Walk was used just then.
It was, yeah.
Oh, no rail found.
Vo's missing crucial rails.
It makes him sound really bad, the fact that he's missing these important rails, but you know, it's a difficult target, Nix. Not going against a clutch at all, so it changes the skill and precision that you need to have.
Yeah, most definitely, but they are the rails you need to hit if you want to qualify.
That's absolutely true.
Obviously, Vo hasn't got the best rail in the world, but these are still standard rails elite players need to hit.
I wonder if we'll see a round quite as long as the last one. It was about a 10-minute game, round.
what it's gone from.
Previously.
They both started very crazy and calmed down quickly.
A little bit of damage, that will help, and that direct in return. Wow, and he even finds him on the exit. Vo was trying to avoid that. You can see that when he's strafing outside.
Nice.
Vo, can he sense it? He might have heard another shot. Of course he's going to be hitting them.
Yeah, Vo sensed it. Great game sense.
The rail, he missed the target on this occasion.
No.
Get through the teleporter, Vo, come on. And Killsen, it feels like he hasn't taken damage in forever. In fact, Vo is just rotating on a lot of the small items. The acid, so much of it comes out. He's done decent damage, but misses out on the rail shot.
Again, the rail, just missing crucial shots.
And that was it. Killsen was in the air on top of that.
Exactly.
There was still a lot going on, but at the same time, you've got to land them. He's moving in, actually.
Nice.
The Ghost Walk is up. How is he going to know where to chase?
No.
Killsen just lets him run through. He's like, that's fine. I'm happy with that.
Killsen.
So he's returning again. 15 health left, but the LG takes him out. Killsen staying in this one and looking good for a round 2 victory.
But I'm going to say it again. Clutch change. Old Clutch would have had another 50 health on top of that and probably would have killed Killsen. 2 seconds to go before Mega.
I think some of that was, again, hit your shots. We've said it too much.
Yeah,
Vo,
yeah.
But you're not wrong, but still.
Pointing it out.
Yeah. But Vo has got Anarchy to fall back on, which is not the worst champion he has.
Oh, I think he heard that.
Yeah, he just,
Killsen now just has to play easy. But, okay.
oh, what a move from him, actually. The rock, again, missing. He wouldn't have been railable there.
It doesn't, yeah. That was a really strange move. Killsen didn't have Ghost Walk up. He's 2 champions ahead with a minute and a half to go. There's no need to play super risky like that, even if you don't think he's there.
You can feel a little bit overconfident when you have a situation like this and that you've got some
Completely agree.
relatively easy-ish frags in around. You feel slightly invincible. And if you're feeling yourself too much, then maybe
But I think
your ego can drop quite drastically afterwards.
yeah, I think his heart was in his mouth. He's like, okay, I'm not gonna do that now. And play the clock.
This could be nice actually from Vo if
But Vo needs to
hang
get
around there.
2 frags.
He doesn't know that he's just gone past though.
That speed.
Make a bit more noise. Moving into the rocket, I like that. Forces the Ghost Walk immediately. Is he going to run into him elsewhere? Ring a Rosie very quickly. What?
Oh my god.
What? Did he see? Was there something in the corner of his eye? And
I
he just
think he wanted to either rocket jump up or check the corner. And by his movement, it looked like he wanted to check the corner
yeah.
because that's a standard place Killsen should be hiding.
And
he just effed up.
Round 3.
yeah, and up being the right word. He just went directly up and was just sitting there. And was like, Killsen, you're arguably the best raider in the world. Can you hit me now?
Sitting Anarchy. Killsen, yeah, Killsen's combo is going to be super high now.
And you know, that's also a moment that's probably going to tilt Vo quite bad. He really needs to
He's
show
quite emotional like that.
he needs to show how much composure he has as a player at the moment if he wants to qualify going through the winner bracket in this. And it's absolutely still possible. But it means winning 3 back-to-back rounds. Again, missing rails.
They have, every round has been close. Well, the last one wasn't so much the first. Obviously, 5-minute overtime.
He forced the Ghost Walk. He does in the end. That is going to be the acid spit used. And Nick's not going to be following up on this one.
Acid spit can be a deadly and powerful ability, but it's also just great to use it to push out the Ghost Walk, because then you know you can go aggressive.
But when we saw Victor using Soul-Accusation, when he did get that ability down, he showed how strong he was just by the way he was rocket jumping. If he had a stack and he knew that Cypher's ability was down, he would just go in.
Yeah.
He would go to town on that movement.
And
He's been more reserved.
yeah, I think obviously we said he's learned his mistakes, he's respecting the aim, but you have to have that balance. You can't, you have to play to win when you know there's opportunities, even if there is a risk.
Oh wow, that rail lands. Unbelievable. And again, that's just a moment that is eating him up inside.
Yeah, it just sets him back so much. It's like a minute's worth of work gone.
Still that Ghost Walk forever till it's up. His outclasses will help a large amount.
Oh, missed the Mega.
Well, it's keeping a bit of time from the Mega to the big armor.
Don't think it was deliberate. It is now.
I think he's like, oh, maybe that's a good idea. I can do that. They might even need to top up a couple of rockets for Vo.
But all because of that rail, it's taken 45 seconds for Vo to get back in almost fighting shape. But at the same time, it is the last round. Vo does not want to give up anything lightly.
Yeah, you can see he's playing so carefully for it, and this is why I love the tension that this competition brings. Because you see things that you just don't get in any of the online cups, or, you know, almost any other event. Players being tested mentally. Or else he finally hit something, and Killsen missed a shot.
Yeah.
That's actually going to make Vo feel a lot better, a lot more than one imagines.
It's an opening, definitely. There is a ghost walk, but he's got aggressive.
This is a bad ghost walk from Killsen, in my opinion. Do you agree or disagree?
I don't agree, but Vo did not hear it, so it was okay.
I see. But it still could be a tense
It doesn't
20
mean
seconds.
Yeah, exactly. He just needs to sit back and keep out of sight now.
Doesn't want to go for those lower hourglasses yet. And again, you take 4 hourglasses, you wait for a couple of items to get picked up, and everything is all better now. He just saw the cloud. He knows what's happened.
Thinks he knows.
How's it coming out? Oh, he can't hit anything.
Strange decision by Killsen.
And he can't. Of course he can't get out. I don't know why he would go on there. But he knows that Vo is fairly weak, and eventually Killsen manages to grab it. And that was very smart from Killsen, that when he did use the Ghost Walk, even though it was found, he didn't jump onto the armor. So many people expect a player to do that and just sit there waiting for it to spawn.
It was strange by Killsen, but also very, very, very clever, because he didn't know where Vo was. He thought red was a heavy armor was a trap, sorry, and so he baited Killsen. He baited Vo. He said, "Come find me."
And that almost resulted in Killsen even getting the frag, which would have been enormous for him. And is he going to try and go over that? He tries to get the perforation, but the assets come out. This is huge damage, though, for Killsen. I don't know if Vo can hold on. Oh, he's got that health ball below and lands the rail right at the end, just as the Mega was up. We've only got 40 seconds to go. Killsen, he is staring qualification directly in the face.
He's changed the clutch.
But this could be good, because he just wants to get in the face.
No, I know. It's smart.
He's moving in. He's got the nail gun. Okay, he's got the shield up, but he's going to push it down. And again, Vo is on the brink, and we've got just a space in chat. And Anarchy, he is just taking a mad amount of damage. Can he do anything? You've got to kill that Nyx right now. Otherwise, it is all but over. With 5 seconds left, we can say GG to Killsen, beating Vo 2-1 and qualifying to the Quake World Championships at QuakeCon.
Another German scream.
You're damn right. He is going to be so happy with that. He struggled so much in the early qualifiers, and people were maybe doubting his ability to adapt to the game up until some point. But that is brilliant from him.
Lightning gun, 52% rail.
That's what we expect from him. And look at the damage difference. That's 4.8. to 2.7. Now, there's no dire orbs here that add like 10,000 damage or anything like that.
That was just Killsen playing exceptionally smart.
That was such a, even though it was 3-0 short.